Yes, Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. Post-fight reaction. It's a week later, but fucking I've not had any time. I've not really posted ever anyway on this channel for ages. But it's a big fight, so I watched it with my friends. Joshua came out. That's what my friend noticed. He said Joshua looked really nervous coming out. I was like, nah, man, he's got this in there. I didn't think anything of it, but he did. And when you watch it again, he actually looks really nervous. Doesn't look right, does it? It's like the first when he fought Ruiz, the first fight in Madison Square Garden, isn't it? Maybe it's just nerves, like fighting in Wembley. I mean, he had an amazing entrance. His entrance was good. But if you're coming out to the Godfather, you've got to do the business, haven't you? You got to win, man. But yeah, Dubois just looked focused. He was ready, man. He was like, he was ready. He was ready to go. He's like a gladiator. He was, waiting for the first bell to go, and he wanted to win that fight. With the fight, I thought prediction. I didn't do a video, but I predicted. I thought Joshua, like everyone else, a lot of people, like I'm sure, like 90% of people thought Joshua would be too good for Dubois. He'd have more experience, and we kept going about the Wembley. Do you know what I mean? He fought at Wembley, obviously. He's fought at the bigger stages before, hasn't he? And you'd think he'd be the one a bit more composed in there. Yeah, but it was just surprising because Dubois was the one who was more composed in there. Came out fast, didn't he, with his jab. Everyone kept talking about Dubois' jab. Everyone who sparred him said Dubois' jab is like a right hand. And he proved to be, man. I mean, Joshua was shocked by that jab. He couldn't do much with it. He couldn't really establish his own jab. His jabs were really like just fucking not really hurting jabs, just probing jabs, weren't they? Joshua's jabs. He didn't really establish his own jab. Dubois dominated with a jab, and he just went after him. Took him to the ropes, and he went to work. Do you know what I mean? He caught him, I think, the first round, overhand right, or second round, one of them. And I think after that, the first knockdown, I think that was it. And after that, multiple knockdowns. I think, say round 2 or 3 at the end, I think that he could have been stopped. I said to my friend, I mean, this fight should be over, really, but I think the bell just rang in it. But, I mean, the ref, he had every right. He could have stopped it. I think obviously it's a big fight. They gave Joshua a lot of chances to recover. Obviously, Joshua, he had the heart. He kept fighting on. And then the last round, the round he got finished. He hurt Dubois. He went after him, and just amateurish. Dubois counted him as well, twice. He counted him twice. It's like a warning. He counted him twice. He blocked and counted, I think, twice. And Joshua still went for that uppercut. And obviously, an uppercut, it's a dangerous punch to throw. I think most of it, you got to throw at least a jab. You got to, because it's a dangerous punch to throw. You leave yourself open. And Dubois just timed him with the right hand. And Joshua went. I mean, it was just crazy, wasn't it? It's a crazy night. But overall, Dubois just put on an amazing performance from the beginning. He was focused. He was ready. He boxed well, and he counterpunched well. Like I said, Joshua normally is the one who does really well at the beginning. He's very sharp. His previous opponents, Hellenius, it took him ages, didn't it? But with the last 2 fights, Wallin and Ngannou, he was really sharp, and I thought he'll come out very sharp. And in my mind, I thought Joshua could knock out Dubois early if like a flash knockdown or something, because Dubois he's not come out right. Joshua's normally got like really good timing. Do you know what I mean? He's got good timing, and he times his punches well, and he can counter punch, but Dubois just like, well, fuck it, I'm going after him, and I'm just gonna take him out. And I think it was probably there. It was probably the evidence probably there from the past. Like, you don't really see it. Everyone thought Dubois would lose. Everyone, we were like, Joshua, he's ready. He's passed through fights. But if you look at it, like, if we really like sit down and analyze it properly, and he beat, what's his fucking name? The Nordic Nightmare. Hellenius. Is it a Nordic Nightmare? Yeah. Hellenius. It took him what 6, 7 rounds or something, even maybe more, and he knocked him out. And Hellenius Wilder knocked him out in like round 1 or 2 in there. And then obviously he beat Wallin. I thought Wallin's no good, man. I don't give a shit what anyone says, but obviously he had the hype because the fight with Fury, and everyone said no one would fight him. They said Dylan White didn't want to fight him. I've always thought Wallin's overrated. You know what I mean? I've always thought Wallin was overrated. But Joshua, he did a number on him, didn't he? He then and Wallin can't punch as well. He can't really punch, can he? So Joshua wasn't really taking much punches. Hellenius can punch, and he caught Joshua quite a few times, but not. I don't think he really landed with a big punch. And then you've got Ngannou, also an MMA fighter, and he didn't really land on Joshua shit. He just knocked out. She looked shell shocked. He looked like Joshua against Dubois, like an amateur. So it's like Dubois. I'm impressed, man. He fought a good fight, like very composed and boxed really well, countered really well, and he did what he had to do. Joshua now, where does he go from here? I think he has to have a rematch. There's no doubt about it. People say retire. Eddie Hearn ain't gonna let Joshua retire, is he? Got fucking more money to make, haven't they? Got that Saudi money, man. There's still big fights there for him. I'm guessing if they're gonna want the Fury fight, if Fury loses to Usyk, I mean, if Fury wins against Usyk, why should he fight Joshua? That's my point. I mean, but obviously money talks, isn't it? But I mean, if Fury beats Usyk, shouldn't he fight Daniel Dubois? I think he should. I don't think he should fight Anthony Joshua. That's the fight I'd want to see. But like I said, most likely Usyk's probably gonna beat Tyson Fury, isn't he? And then it's I'm guessing Dubois versus what's it called? Dubois versus Usyk rematch if he doesn't rematch Joshua. But it's gonna be a lot of money, you know what I mean? So Joshua brings in a lot of money. Dubois is willing to fight anybody, and I think the rematch, Joshua has to take the rematch. He can't do that rebuilding anymore because he's getting older now. He's gonna have to stick with the same trainer. He can't be changing trainers. Stick with Ben Davidson. Ben Davidson. People. I don't know, man. People were saying, I think it was who's the Irish guy trainer. He didn't agree with Ben Davidson's instructions to Joshua, and he was proved to be right. But I think Ben's the type of guy who'll watch tape and he'll go through it. He's got that guy, what's his name? Lee Wiley, who used to have a channel, didn't he, on YouTube, analysing fights and all that. So I'm guessing they'll probably sit down, analyse the fight and get to the rematch. What more can you do? You can't keep changing trainers all the time. He's got to stick with his trainer that he's with now, and he's gonna have to fight the rematch. There's no other way. And he's gonna have to just have a tighter guard, man. Keep your fucking hands up, man. What the hell? Basic fundamentals. Keep your hands up, and use your jab. Try to be more authoritative with it, and counterpunch. Try counterpunch Dubois. He needs to land something big to stop Dubois coming onto him so much. I think he should throw a jab to the body. I think that'll be good to stopping Dubois' momentum. That's one of the best punches. Ward uses it against guys who are coming forward. The jab to the body. Mayweather does it. I don't know, you know what I mean? But Dubois probably, he'll look to counter off that. But I think that's a good punch to throw, a jab to the body. Try and give himself some time, man. Do you know what I mean? He moved around the ring. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's like it tires you out. That moving around the ring, you have to be doing that in training. You have to practice doing drills, moving around the ring, because it's specific. It's a specific conditioning. I can't just go in the ring and start moving around. I'll get tired. Do you know what I mean? You got to do it in training, practice, drilling, and that's it. It's boxing is just all about drills. It is that simple. So I don't know, man. I want to see the rematch. What do you guys think? Do you want to see the rematch between Joshua and Dubois, and who do you think will win?